My name is Injida Ezechi and I'm working in St Cyres in the area of intercultural engagement. There are kind of several strands to my role, but I would say the overarching aim is that I devise strategies to help kind of build and bridge the gap between students of global majority backgrounds, other children and the staff. And in order to do that, we need to kind of raise awareness of the different cultures existing in the school. The school is in Penarth and we have probably about 30% of the student population who come from global majority backgrounds.
My name is Pete Lewis and I'm the head teacher at St Cyres School in Penarth. And we're very proud of the community that we have here at St Cyres School. We're a very diverse community. We have lots of languages spoken within the school and lots of cultures, and that's something that we really try to celebrate and to build on so that everybody feels a part of and a strong connection with this school.
One of the suggestions I first made pertaining to my role was that we find ways in which the students can actively express their different cultures.
It was like a thing me and my friends wanted to do for a while, and then we got in touch with Mrs. Etchi. She kind of planned it all out for us, and we just wanted to like showcase each other's cultures. We wanted to see like a cultural blend. Like we didn't want our differences to stand out.
One of the activities we had that's born from this was Cultures Week. We did it my first year here. It went really well. Last year we did it and it was absolutely phenomenal. And that's not me boasting. It was a week of activities and the goal of the week was to get everybody involved. It was a whole school effort. So what we did was from Monday to Friday, we had the teachers on board. We got the teachers on board and asked them to introduce like an element of cultural element to the subject they taught. And this was, they could do anything they wanted really. So let's say, for example, if you taught maths, you could introduce 5 minutes talking about how maths is taught in Ethiopia. Or you could, if you were teaching literature, you could talk about a Jamaican poet laureate. Or you could talk about a famous, Pakistani physicist. You could choose what you wanted. The goal of that, the aim of that, was to bring into focus to the children that education is universal. There are different cultural aspects to education, and because we're in Wales, that everything we learn is not white Welsh, and there are cultural influences in education. And so we wanted to start those conversations amongst pupils, but also with the teachers about those different cultures to kind of broaden their horizons a little bit.
I think it was important to teach others about our cultures to reduce misconceptions and increase the engagement in other people's ways of life.
The outfits themselves opened up a massive range of conversations within my lessons. I spoke to lots and lots of pupils about what home life was like for them, what their culture and their heritage meant to them. And I think that gave pupils the green light to have those conversations with each other as well, which was really, really nice to see.
The way school was different, as in at Learning Coach we learnt about new culture. While it was really short, it really gave us insight on how diverse we are as a school. And especially with the non-uniform cultures day, where we were able to dress up in our cultures. So there were many people in their traditional dresses and everything. It was just really interesting to go up to them and be like, what culture are you from, or why do they wear this, and actually ask them specific questions about their cultures.
As a head of year into the different lessons, and just seeing, I think the best part is just seeing some of the conversations that it begins, and actually hearing some of those conversations carry on, and people talking about things that they felt that they could ask. Can ask why you do this, why you wear that, why you won't do this, those sorts of things, and getting people to understand that that's a real celebration of diversity and isn't offensive to people, and that people want to talk about things that they're very proud of.
I am a Nigerian and I'm proud that I'm a Nigerian, and showing everybody made me feel really proud about myself.
I felt so happy and great because I had to wear my attire and no one criticized me for wearing them, and I felt like it was something it was something great actually, and I guess I would love to see more of it next year actually.
I loved it. It made me feel myself. It brought back memories from home because It's very rare seeing attires from my country in this country. I've never seen it before. So wearing it brought memories from home.
On a teaching level, I've been able to have lots more conversations with individual pupils, like about different countries and different places and different ways that they celebrate as well, and that's been really nice.
During Cultures Week, I took part in photographing the school and a bunch of different pupils for celebrating all their cultures and all their differences.
I worked on the photography project during Cultures. It was really inspiring, and it really helped me understand cultures within the school as everyone got to display, and it just taught me all about it because I felt it was hidden within the school before, and this really put it on show.
On the Thursday we had our cultural showcase, which is the first time we did this, and it was absolutely amazing. We had different acts, we had children performing different cultural aspects, things that represented their cultures. We had singing, we had a beautiful love song from India, we had Indian dances, we had the Nigerian national anthem sung in Yoruba and English. We had an amazing young Bulgarian harpist who chose to play a Welsh song. We had a Welsh opera singer. We had two amazing, talented young dancers who did performance dance, who come from Wales. It was an absolute phenomenal showcase. And then, of course, the pièce de résistance was our lovely catwalk show, where we had probably about 16 beautiful young girls showcasing their cultures, wearing their cultural clothes and strutting their stuff across the stage. It was absolutely amazing.
The Cultures evening gave everyone a further understanding of each other and our backgrounds, really. I think the evening as a whole had a positive impact on everyone, and I think it was a nice way for everyone to come together and just have a further understanding of everyone in the school.
It was probably my most enjoyable evening that we've had in that hall. It had been a busy and exciting week. It had been a great week, actually, but to see that all come together and see our children celebrating what their lives are about and about their own cultures, their dress, the music, the poetry, the outfits, everything about it was amazing. And I know when we got to the end of the evening, it had been a brilliant evening, we were just sorry that it was all over, because I think everybody who was there just felt a real sense of something special had gone on that evening.
I performed a dance, an Indian classical dance called Bharatanatyam. I really enjoyed performing it, and on that day I wore my cultural clothes too. So it made me feel like I was me that day, so I got to perform it to everyone, and I really enjoyed that.
What I did for Cultures Evening was I performed a poem by a very famous poet called, he's Persian poet, and his name was Rumi. I performed it with my mum and myself, and I also did the catwalk as well.
I sang my national anthem with my sister, and we did a fashion show showcasing my cultural attire. I actually felt really proud of actually doing that, because it was so fun sharing a piece of myself with other people and learning stuff from other people's culture.
I could showcase things through song and be surrounded by many other people showcasing their cultures in their way.
It was really nice as well, because obviously we're friends, and it was just really nice to see how all the different cultures tie in together and seeing everyone together. It was a really nice experience.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the biggest highlights of my entire career, just seeing a real combination of students coming together for the simple goal of just showing off their culture, who they are and where they come from, and it was just brilliant to see such a range of such talented young people all working together for one goal.
And even after the event, there were people milling around for ages and ages after, just chatting. We were building connections with community, with families, and there was a real sense of energy and excitement around the school following what was just the most amazing evening, really.
For me, the greatest thing was that at the end of the showcase, we were all spilled out into the corridors. Nobody wanted to leave. People were chatting amongst themselves, asking questions. Children who had come to support their friends were just in awe of what their friends, children they come to school with every day, in awe of what they do in their communities. And so it was a real kind of open forum for conversation, for thoughts, for congratulating people, and for people to really showcase what they are proud of. On the Friday, the last day of the Cultures Week was the non-uniform day, and for this day we encourage everybody, staff and children alike, to come in clothes that represented their cultures. So this was very, very bright, an array of colours from all over the world, showcasing different cultures, and what that did was obviously trigger the conversations because it was a normal school day. So when you're sitting next to somebody who's wearing something you've never seen before, those conversations are going to arise. It's going to open up conversations about different cultures, different nationalities, different ethnicities, different beliefs, and that's what we want to do.
It made me feel like very proud and happy. It made me feel like I was being like one with myself. I was understanding where I was coming from more, because like every day we wear uniform. And it was like nice to just like one day express that.
One of my favourite parts of Culture Week, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, was the absolutely incredible food that was offered to us in the staff room on the Friday of that week. I ate probably far more than I should have because there was so much to try and it was absolutely delicious, and it just showcased the exceptional culinary talents we've got, both the parents and the staff at St Cyres.
You know, it's a great day, you know, not just for the different flavours that we get to eat, but also just to see the excitement on people's faces, for people enjoying something that they may have enjoyed themselves in their homes for many years, but we have as a staff had never been able to actually experience, and like sharing that opportunity. But for me, yeah, it was an incredible week and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was a successful week. Obviously we're under pressure to do something even better next year, but it was a really successful event. It went so well. Now for me, we're not complacent. For me, it would be naive to assume that, okay, we've done a week of culture, so there we go, we've ticked a box. It is not a task and finish role. When you're looking at cultural awareness, when you're looking at raising cultural awareness and people becoming, developing cultural literacy, it is not just a one-time event. So we know that having done this week, we're not resting on our laurels. We're not complacent thinking that, okay, it's been there, done that. We know that we have to start these conversations. The Cultures Week for us was a trigger. It is a starting point to start to understand each other, to work together, to appreciate each other.
It was such a small idea and it became such a big thing, so it made me feel like I was proper part of it throughout the whole thing.
Such a diverse community full of different cultures, and we were there, saw it more as a celebration.
It just felt really nice because, I got to show a piece of myself, and that was actually what I actually felt really good about, because it was like my first time, and the experience was like a memorable one. I loved it.
I feel like it's something that should be done more in the school and maybe other schools.
We're really lucky at St Cyres to have Injida working with us as the Intercultural Engagement Officer, because Injida is able to work with families and with pupils to create that real sense of community, which is so important to us. When I speak of Injida, I often tell the story when we interviewed her for the post. I think she's the only person that ever interviewed me, because she wanted to know so much about the school, what our ambitions were for the school, and what our ambitions were in terms of creating a community, and that was really important to me as the head and really important to us as a school. And I think what we had to do at that interview was actually persuade Injida, about our intentions, and we were thrilled and have been thrilled to have Injida working with us. And I know the children really enjoy working with her, and it creates an opportunity to celebrate culture in a way that perhaps we weren't prior to this role.
Ultimately, our goal is to try to make sure that every child, no matter their colour, their identity, their culture, their ethnic background, it doesn't matter. We want every child in St Cyres to feel respected, to feel valued, and to feel seen. It is not an end result. We're working towards it, and it's something that we're going to have to continue doing. We aspire to be better and to do better.